I'm John Domingue. Actually, my name's originally French, so the French people in the audience should know how to pronounce it. I live in England where they don't know how to pronounce it. So this conference, well, there's 3 conferences, I understand that this is a keynote for. There's ICSOFT on software engineering and services. There's the data conference on data technologies. And then there's the ICETE conference on telecommunications and e-business. So I think this talk covers areas for each of those conferences. There's some elements of services, some elements of data, some elements of e-business. I've sort of assumed that we start from towards 0 for each of the areas. So just to make sure we're on the same page. So I hope it's not too simplistic. I also should say thank you to the organising committee for inviting me here. So even though it's quite warm. So here's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to give an overview of linked data. Then I'm going to give you a background of something we call linked services. I'll show you a simple example of an iPhone app that we created. Then I'll talk about an approach that we developed in this, one of the projects I was leading called SOA for All in the services area. So this is to create a web of services. Then I'll talk about 2 specific elements which sort of derive from the project. One is iServe, our semantic repository for services, which has many users, and then service marketplaces and some collaborative work that we're doing with SAP. So a quick overview of linked data. I guess if I ask, everyone will put their hand up. Everyone knows about linked data. But I'll just, I'll just talk about the basic principles quickly and give you some examples. So if you start at the beginning, linked data comes from Sir Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the web. In fact, when he created the web, he also put down some of the principles for linked data as well. So in the same way that the web is designed to share documents, linked data is the way to share data across the web. Some very, very simple principles. You use URIs to name everything. So every data element has a URI. These are HTTP URIs, so they can be resolved. You provide a lookup mechanism. When people look them up, you provide a response in RDF, which is the simplest semantic representation language. RDF is simply triples of subject, relation, object.